Good evening, everybody. Kamar Yellows here. Welcome to another edition of the Finance Rebel Show. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about these new developments in that real estate RICO, alleged real estate RICO, but basically all the shenanigans going on with DJ Envy and Cesar Pina. Now, we all know that Cesar has been arrested, but he has broken silence. He's talked about it, but I got a couple other things I want to talk about as well. I was missing some of you guys because I was away traveling. I had a chance to for the very, very first time. And I love the city. So we'll talk about that after we get through all the Caesar stuff. There's a clip I wanted to show you of my trip down there. But again, wanted to talk more about this. DJ Envy getting clowned as well, right? Caesar's breaking silence. Nobody is listening to their lawyers, to their attorneys. And so I just wanted to go over some of these things. And I believe I'm going to have a special guest stop through and go through some of these clips with me as well as we look at what's going on and dissect it and look to see how the average everyday person can really learn from this and glean some information and some knowledge from it as well. But if you don't know me, I'm Kamar Yellis. I'm the Finance Rebel. I'm a former portfolio manager, former financial advisor, current tax accountant, and I love coming here talking with you all about financial news, right? Especially, I shouldn't say financial news, financial education, right? But especially financial education that impacts the Black and brown community. So I want to just go in and look at this one video that I was looking at earlier. Well, before I get going, I see Anthony's here so we can get going. Anthony, Mr. Weaver, how are you, sir?
What up, sir? I'm doing amazing. Feeling good.
Thank you for joining me.
Yeah. It's been a while. Like
a
couple weeks. A couple days.
Like a whole day, yes. So for everybody that doesn't know, I just mentioned this earlier. I was in New Orleans for the first time for the FinCon conference, and Anthony was down there with me too. And actually, Anthony shocked me. He comes across as this mellow kind of fellow, super smart dude, a genius over here. But my man was out on the dance floor getting his salsa, bachata. I don't know what he was doing, but he was getting his groove on. What were you doing, Anthony?
I call it, I guess it was a salsa.
Salsa, okay. Okay. Well, I saw you had moves, and your dance mate looked awesome. She made you look good.
Yeah, that's all I can ask for.
Right. So again, Anthony,
me digging. I'm trying to, I put in some work for these beads.
And it's not Mardi Gras, everybody, but it seems like beads be flowing in New Orleans all the time. So, but today, Anthony, we're going to talk a little bit about DJ Envy, Cesar Pina, a little bit of updates. It's all shenanigans to me, though, but I do believe there is something to be learned from this. There's definitely something to be learned from this. Any thoughts about any of this?
One is to do your homework.
To me, yes.
Because one of the things is always go through a title company. It's their job, and that's why you get title insurance. Because if they don't have it and you try and do this venture, whatever contract you got, it's up to the limits of the contract. But make sure that you go through the title company, because I'm like, all you had to do is do some research. Like, hey, did he actually buy this thing, or there's plans going on to it? Go visit the property. Like, that's why a lot of, even Dave Ramsey say, like, I don't see why people even invest outside of the state. Because it's like, I got to bring them up because a lot of people
know. No. God damn it. There's enough Black people to not bring him up ever. Right, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
But for Sam Delcine from Black Real Estate Dialogue, if you haven't checked out his podcast, check it out.
Yes, and I got to meet him as well. We're going to do something soon too.
Yeah,
so I hear he's got a dope pod as well.
He mentioned one of the things, which was just doing things out of state, but actually get eyes and get somebody boots on the ground on where the property is at. If you yourself cannot make it out there, to really check up on the progress.
Somebody you trust, somebody that you know knows the business and is qualified to even be there. Sometimes we put people in position that just are not qualified.
Even if they're not qualified, but it's like, say if somebody like you trust that walk by it, like a buddy of yours that live in that same city, they can walk by and say like, "Yo, ain't nothing happening over here. I don't see no contractors going in. I don't see nothing happening." Like
That's true. And you know what? My homegirl Erica, y'all seen Erica? She's on there. Erica Williams, Classy Clown Blog, says that when she invests out of town, she has had Uber drivers or Lyft drivers. She'll reach out to somebody over there just to do a drive-by.
wow,
Pay them $20, $30, $50, whatever it was. Take pictures, send them back to her, and she would pay. I don't want to say random, but kind of random-ish person to see what's going on with the property. And that is a recurring theme, right?
right.
More investing out of town, right? Number one, a lot of times either their first go around in investing, then they're investing out of town. So it's like you got those two things going against you. Why are we even going this route?
Right.
I don't.
Yeah. I mean, we can look at the facts a little later. But I'm sure you're gonna bring them up. Like what exactly happened, like how I'll let you do your show. I ain't talk about it on my show. I'm just like you do.
You haven't? I thought you had. Okay.
No,
I've done a previous episode about it.
Yeah.
Long story short, a bunch of people gave Cesar, allegedly not Envy, money for these investment projects in Patterson, New Jersey. A lot of times these were supposed flips. They were offering 30% of their investment for a 3-month, 4-month, 5-month time span. And a lot of people are saying, hey, you didn't pay me. So we'll see. But I want to pull up this first clip and go over that. And then, you tell me what you think about it. So Rick Ross is asking some questions about real estate investments and the timing of it all. And I think they're actually really good questions. So check it out.
All right. If I drop off, it's just because I want to link this to my audience too.
No, that's fine. All right. Go ahead.
Let's say you've had someone invest in your company. You told them, for example, it'd be $100K return in 3 months, and it's going on the 7th month. When do you approach the investor and let them know this shit fall?
Right away, I would say.
Yeah.
We lost. We failed. It was a failure. And at what point do you say, I'm going to refund that investment you made?
Now, that's a tricky point, right? Refund, it's an investment. Now, there are times where people do refund investments, but all investments are subject to risk. So you shouldn't necessarily be looking to get it back. But I know why Ross is doing this, because Ross and Envy have been going back and forth at each other for a couple months now. I can't remember why it happened, but every chance Ross gets, he's shooting shots at Envy.
Every time, even from the car show, right?
Question.
Yeah, I think it was from the car show. I don't know why that happened, but yeah, I think it was from the car show. So the next clip I want to play is a clip of Cesar, right? But everybody that's watching, like, put in the chat, do you think Rick Ross asked good questions? Personally, I think they were good questions, right? Those are some of the questions you should be thinking about anytime you are going into an investment. All right, so I wanted to share this one.
Let's see what the questions are.
Right. The last couple months been a little crazy.
So this is Cesar going live on Instagram, I believe. And it seems like everybody has taken Cesar's Instagram live and put it on their YouTube page. I mean, I guess it's a great way to get the numbers up, right?
Right.
But what I don't understand is why these guys keep talking. I don't get it.
And the lawyer told him not to.
The lawyer's telling them not to. It's like everybody's just that hard-headed. But I do think there's a strategy involved in that. I'll talk about that in a minute. He got on the mic and it sounds like he had a loss of words, but okay.
I apologize that I haven't really spoken out, right?
You're not supposed to speak out.
Right.
everybody now, we have attorneys. We got to watch what we say, all these different things.
Listen, I will say this about social media. Social media comments are out of control. I mean, I look at social media posts a lot of times just for the comments. And some of the stuff they're saying to him is crazy. You're my idol, Brody. Shout out to you. I hope all goes well. So basically, we're going to idolize a man who's allegedly, right, supposedly have defamed and taken a lot of people's money. I shouldn't say defamed, defrauded and taken a lot of people's money. But I don't.
My question is to you then: do you think Envy is guilty?
We're going to come to that. We're going to come back to that.
Okay.
There's so many different rules now, right? Every 5 minutes, I say hi to my mailman, and I think he's going to sue me, right?
That's the price of fame, though, right? That is the price of fame.
It is.
At this point, I think my landscaper, I think everybody's suing me. I don't know who's going to sue me. I can't say anything, right? The one thing I am going to say.
They said he's out of breath already. Wow.
Hey,
listen, y'all know I never want to disparage anybody, but some things are just hilarious.
Whenever you touch success, right, you get all these people that want to be around you, right? Everybody wants to be a friend. Everybody wants to just touch you, right? Because like, oh my God, I touched this guy, he'll change my life, right? I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm not at that level yet.
I'm successful, right? I was successful. Everybody wants.
And I don't think I want to be at that level either.
Wants to be my friend. Everybody wants to be around me. As soon as.
What's that?
For the people at FinCon, I am like that with some of them.
Well, yeah, because that's you're the man.
Well,
listen, Anthony is the greatest partner ever. That's all I got to say. But what happens in New Orleans stays in New Orleans.
Shit hits the fan. All these people that have profited from my success, which there's more people that profited from my success than the people that are suing me. But yeah, all these people that profited from my success, all the people that I have bailed out of jail, all the people that I have put cars in my name, apartments in my name, helped them with down payments for houses, helped them with this, helped them with when they can't pay their rent. Where are these people at? I don't see them. But yet I got all the haters, right? All the Tony Baloney fans. They're on my
y'all know that was a shot at Tony the Closer.
Tony Closer
page. You're going to jail. Pay the people. But yet there's 2-3 sides to every story, right? I have 20 lawsuits.
I mean, that is true.
Out of those 20 lawsuits, a lot of those people I don't owe money to because everybody's suing me because they're like, oh my God, this guy's successful. I could sue him. I could sue him. I could sue him. Or I'm going to get this money, right? Then you have all these people being what's the word? Coerce? Whatever it is, whatever the word is, right? To sue people affiliated with me just because they're a bigger name, right? They're a bigger name than me. And that's the situation that breaks my heart the most.
I mean, that is the business of lawsuits, right? Go after the bigger pockets, right? So iHeartMedia / iHeartRadio is definitely named in a lot of these suits because they were on air advertising these seminars. Mm-hmm. And again, if you haven't gotten up to speed on this and are not totally sure what's going on here, right? We're covering this whole Cesar Pina, DJ Envy situation where they were holding real estate seminars together. And then allegedly, Cesar was doing deals with other people on the side. Unbeknownst to Envy, that's key. Keep that in mind. And now they're saying that he didn't make good on any of the investments or the promises that he made to people.
You want us to believe us?
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Hey, man, I don't have nothing for that. I'm just here.
Is how in all these lawsuits, these 20 lawsuits, DJ Envy was never in the room.
By the way, quick point. Cesar has been locked up. He's been arrested already. So I'm assuming he is out on bail at some point awaiting trial.
Yeah, he's on house arrest. They got him at $1 million bail.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with any of these 20 lawsuits of these people that are suing me.
So he says DJ Envy does not have anything to do with this. Now, listen. And Envy's supposed to be his man.
Right.
And it fucking sucks, bro. It pisses me off that all these people are bashing DJ Envy, from Master Flex, Rick Ross, every single person. Because
Flex is giving them the smoke.
What you people gotta understand is that
But if you're not like into following like radio stuff,
I'm not.
like this is typical radio wars type things. So if you go back 10, 20, 30 years, radios used to battle each other. It was antics to get their viewership up. They would do it all the time. So Flex is just falling in line.
Gotcha.
But I really do believe that Flex has a problem with the Breakfast Club. Every chance he gets, he shits on it basically.
DJ Envy is so successful in hip hop that as far as a DJ, that people just don't like him. And even though I love DJ Envy, but 9 out of 10 people don't like him. I don't know why.
You ripped him off though.
A lot of people
He
don't
can be
like
his
him.
buddy, but you his buddy and ripped him off though. That's what I don't get.
Allegedly. But hold on, it gets better. It gets better.
Okay.
You know what's that about? I don't know if DJ Envy's a bad tipper. I don't know what it is. Well, he is a bad tipper. I'm not gonna.
How he just slander his man like that?
Right.
He's a bad tipper.
He said he's a bad
Sorry,
tipper.
But
Has nothing to do with the case, right? However, it can lead to character establishment at times as well.
you know, you got this guy, Tony the Closer, making.
Oh, FYI, I am not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be a lawyer. I'm just a good old tax accountant. I help people with their money all the time.
Talking like there's a narrative, right? And people don't see it. I talk shit about DJ Envy. I talk shit about Cesar. I'm selling my girl's ugly ass boots. I talk shit about DJ Envy. I talk shit about Cesar. I talk shit about Jenny Tips. I'm selling a real estate course. I talk shit about Cesar. I talk shit.
I mean, that is true, right? But I will say this. That's true for everybody on social, right? They talk about what they're going to talk about. Then they want to follow it up with a sales offer, right? A CTA, right? Call to action. They're going to try to sell you something. And you would see that Envy and Cesar did the same thing. So I find it weird that he's shitting on Tony for that because he does the same stuff.
About DJ Envy, I'm selling an ugly ass t-shirt. And people don't see that, right? They're not seeing that. Then all these people with these lawsuits, they're all suing me, right? Again, before 2023, I had one lawsuit. Now I have 20 ever since this guy started bashing me. Jose the Credit Dude, the biggest piece of shit in the world, this guy's a fucking scumbag, goes on Tony's page in May, says, Cesar owes me $200,000. He didn't pay me. Yet, Jose the Credit Dude, I have the receipt.
I think Tony got the receipts from the guy too, if I remember correctly. But I haven't followed the whole thing. But I do believe he showed Tony some receipts. And Tony is notorious for taking folks down in this regard.
Receipts that I paid you back in November, back in January.
So Cesar's saying that he paid the guy. So now you got to take it to the courts. And again, I'm still don't understand why these people are talking.
Now you go in May and you make up this lie and you start this whole thing where now all these people are being affected, right? Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. If I owe somebody, I owe somebody. Nobody is here to lie or whatever. I owe you, you sue me, or court of law will work the shit out, whatever it is, right? But now all these people putting this energy behind this machine, putting this energy. Tony the Closer does not give a fuck about victims. All the money that he made from the t-shirts that he sold or the badges, he is not donating to victims. He's not giving them money. He's just in it for the clicks, just like everybody else, right? So all these people.
I mean, I think that's the whole society right now. I think everybody's only in it for clicks. For example, I've been seeing the whole what's acceptable for a man to take a woman out for a first date. It's hilarious. I started to jump on it just to have fun, but I ain't got time. I actually like Cheesecake Factory, but I don't know.
Oh, you don't give me something that cheesecake factory thing, dude.
I actually
Like,
like these.
come on.
But listen, I actually tell my clients, because I do have some clients who like to spend very freely when it comes to dates. Talking about $200, $300, $400, $500 on a first date. I say, dude, why don't you go take them to get coffee? Everybody laughs at me when I say that, and they're like, I'm already just being cheap.
No,
But if the whole goal is to get to know somebody, and all you're looking to do is spend money the first time,
right.
are you really getting to know somebody that way? It's a whole lot of makeup and mirrors going on right there. Cheesecake Factory is not dope.
And it's like, nothing wrong with Cheesecake Factory. I mean,
I like Cheesecake Factory, and I'm not getting paid. This is not ad money. Their brunch is dope on the weekends. I don't know about y'all.
right. They got some good food though. I mean, they got a wide variety.
Yes, they do.
Something for everybody.
High on the calorie count. So if you're trying to be like me and get out the Fat Boy Club, don't go there.
Or feeding this machine. You're feeding this machine. You're feeding this machine. Oh, I hope he gets locked up. I hope he gets locked up. I hope he gets locked up. I got locked up. I'm still here.
For now.
But he has an ankle weight and he can't leave the state of Jersey.
Did you just say an ankle weight?
You're not an ankle weight.
Are you trying to apply these in the weights?
Ankle monitor.
Right? So now I'm here. And guess what? You fucking geniuses. You don't want me seeing get charged and get locked up.
Now, this comment here, Atlanta Dream Finder. Does your attorney know that you are on Instagram incriminating yourself? Shout out to her.
Now the government is involved. Now the government's going to come in and say, we're staying all these lawsuits.
Oh, but I do have to mention the other one. It says, eating popcorn. People love drama, man. People love drama.
You don't want me seeing get charged and get locked up. Now the government is involved. Now the government's going to come in and say, we're staying all these lawsuits till your criminal proceedings are done. So guess what? From a year to 2 years to getting paid, now it could be 3 to 5 years. And if you guys will be lucky if you see any.
Well, if you don't owe any money, like you said, that one guy, then there's nothing to pay. But
right,
okay,
like your buddy.
And this is like the most retarded shit in the world. Instead of having
it is retarded.
A conversation with somebody that's been successful for all these years, I have a track record.
Now watch what he says. It's successful, and maybe this is just me because I'm old. But listen to this.
From 2017 to
2007. Hold on, let's round that back. He says 2017.
And this is like the most retarded shit in the world. Instead of having a conversation with somebody that's been successful for all these years, I have a track record from 2017 to 2022.
Wow.
Anthony, you're the math guy. Tell me the math. How long is that?
It's 5 years.
So we talking about being successful for 5 years means like, can you even really say you're successful over 5 years, man? You're just starting. Even if you had some good deals, you got lucky. I wouldn't say that's a way of saying or showing that you have an established track record. What do you think, Anthony?
5 years is pretty much the baseline. And most businesses don't even make it beyond that 5 years. So,
all right, break it down. What is baseline, Anthony? Leave the complex math alone.
So when it comes to the baseline, meaning as far as like a business considered to have tenure, most starting businesses usually will fail within the first 2 years.
So Anthony's so smart he can't help but use all these big words. But go ahead, brother.
Well, isn't it was it roughly around 70% of businesses fail around 2 years, 3 years?
90% the first year.
Yeah.
I think it's something like 70 or 50 over the next 5 years or something like that. Go out of business. So yeah, I mean, maybe he's just that good, but I would think the results are showing that he's not. And 5 years, I don't feel is enough time to truly show that you're successful, know what you're doing, and have a solid track record. But
what's it called? What's that guy that finally got locked up.
I don't know. So
For the
many
Ponzi scheme that he was running for.
Madoff.
Yeah, Murdoch. So
Madoff. Yeah, he did it for years.
So he's been
decades.
running that for what, 10 plus, to the point where people was like, let me just keep putting my money in. Like, he was able to hide his numbers really well.
Yeah.
That,
I mean, that's a great point, right? Can somebody Google how long Madoff did his scam? I mean, his whole thing was a scam from like the 70s, I think, on till was that 09 he went in jail, 05, something like that. Yeah, but to your point, you're right. That doesn't necessarily mean you are doing it right.
Correct.
Just because you have 5 years, 10 years, 20 years in business. But hey,
that's why we have these conversations.
Yes.
No lawsuits, no problems. Then this guy starts bashing me. I got a shitload of lawsuits, right? And again,
how many chopped cheeses have you had, bro?
They
have been murdering him.
You know, it is what it is. If I owe. Nobody is here saying that I'm a victim. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be honest.
Where's Anthony?
So the thing about it, it's an investment, right?
Yes.
Which means that either A, you don't
at risk. Money's at risk.
That's involved. And I don't think that's really listed out or in the contract. It was like, hey, but you know what? In some of those court cases, he was actually promising people 30 to 60% of their money.
So right technically, they weren't even investments. They were technically loans. And I know I'm being super technical right now, but under the law, it is looked at differently.
Oh, so if it was a loan, then yeah, that's a different story then.
Yeah.
So you should be solid on your money and actually get your percentage back because it's a loan.
I mean, technically, but you know, they're pitching it. Everybody likes to interchange words. Words are very important, but everybody likes to interchange the words, and they shouldn't be. But that's a whole other conversation.
Be honest with you, you know, people come on my page that I don't owe money to or have any deals with, and they're talking shit all day. All these trolls, right? I wish all these people would put this energy to actually get a fucking job or be successful.
Well, I feel that way about all of social media right now, but that's the whole other conversation.
Something, right? Tony the Closer doesn't own any real estate. He's a fake real estate guru.
Now, this show isn't about Tony. I really don't care about what Tony's got going on. I want to know about Cesar. So let's go past
responsible for it. And if I hurt anybody in any way, made their life difficult, I apologize. But my life has been difficult. All of my friends and all the people that have success with me, where are they? Have any of them come up here and told me, yo, Cesar, you good? Cesar, somebody put online, they're going to kill your daughter. They're going to kidnap your mother. They're going to rape you. They're going to rape this person. Even if they said they're going to rape me, who the fuck wants to rape me?
Oh, man, this is like pure comedy.
It's crazy.
Oh,
right? God. And it's like, wow, this shit keeps.
Oh, man, somebody in his chat says Atlanta is a Rico fan. That's, man. Yeah. Somebody in one of our chats earlier.
Isn't they called a scammer? It's called Scamlanta or something like that.
Yeah, somebody called it Scanlanta.
The shit keeps on. You know, then you got these reporters, right? Making up like the other day, Our Heart Radio's office got raided. They didn't even raid my house, and I'm the target.
I do think that's very funny because a lot of people were saying that Our Heart Radio got raided. Well, why didn't they lock up Envy?
Right.
How the fuck are they going to raid the radio station? What are they going to take? The fucking CDs? The records? What are they taking? Like, this shit is crazy. This shit makes no sense. Tony the Closer says every week, Cesar owes 100 million, 80 million, 60 million, 50 million, 10 million. Fuck. I almost believe him that I owe 100 million. I don't even know at this point, right? Because the story's just fucking going in circles. You know, last week.
Your lawyer probably tweaking right now. Yo, these comments are, I mean, they're not wrong.
I got hit with one kind of wire fraud. That was my complaint right now.
Damn. Well, I wonder what the jail time is, the minimum jail time is on wire fraud.
they said that maybe I have access to 17 million. So where's the 100 million that everybody's talking about? Right? Again, I have nothing against the government. The government is doing their case. I understand it. This guy has created this frenzy where hundreds of people, 500 people are calling every single fucking day to see this shit on social media saying that I'm defrauding people and I owe people money. But I don't know these people. Right? And all this shit is going on. And it's like, bro, social media is like the fucking devil. This shit is crazy. Like,
now, I will give him this. Social media is indeed the goddamn devil.
Yep.
They will, I mean, like I watch creators sometimes just make shit up. Like even when you look at what's going on right now over in Israel and Palestine, right? Some of the reporting is shady at best. Some of they're definitely creating narratives. And you see this on social media in what's the word, Anthony? I know you got it. Proliferated.
Proliferated. Yeah.
Proliferated. I got it.
Yeah.
But they're just making stuff up on social sometimes. It's like, where are you getting your sources? I am still trying to wait for Tyler Perry buying BET. All the social media gurus were saying Tyler Perry brought BET. Comes to find out, Tyler Perry did not buy BET.
Right.
I'm gonna cover that too, and a thing today, not today, later this week, because he actually talked about the deal, and he actually feels like ABC kind of disrespected him. But we'll get to that.
It just makes no sense. And my whole case, everything that's going on is based on social media. Everybody's looking at social media.
That has been going on for quite some time. So it's for the law enforcement, it's good for them and bad for the people that are being charged.
Well, he's still talking. That's the thing that's messing up everything. Like, why don't you just shut up?
Say it again for the people in the back, Anthony. Jesus Christ.
So just be quiet, dude. Like,
right.
That's all he got to do.
Just shut the fuck up.
And this whole thing, and listen to people that are lying. I'll give you an example. There's this guy, he went on Channel 4 News. He's suing me, right? Let's say his first name is, I don't want to say his name, right? But his name starts with an N. He sues me ahead of our transaction is done and says, I'm only suing you. Every single woman that complains when you read them, I'm suing you because Tony the Closer said you're scamming people. I'm suing
you.
But here's the thing. That's not really how it works. And again, I'm not a lawyer, but you can press charges. You can take them to court, but it costs money to take people to court. It just doesn't happen for free. By the way, Tony the Closer don't got shit to do with the Fed case, right? So the Fed brought charges on their own. They usually have done some kind of investigation, and they said, is there enough evidence to charge? And the Feds don't like losing. So they typically do not charge unless they have an airtight case. I have seen Fed cases be lost by the Feds, but it's rare, very rare. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
You because I saw it on social media. This is what people say in these complaints, right?
You know what? Why don't you talk about Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh, his wife was in the background.
Oh, she in the background now. She knows what's happening. I thought
you were thinking about. She don't know that.
Caesar.
Remember, she said in it. Caesar has to answer for all this. Yes.
Yeah. But hold on. So this guy, letter N, sues me before his deal's done. He goes on News 4 the other day, and I text him back, which I have the receipts, and people are gonna see that. Bro, DJ Envy was never in the room with you. Jennifer, my wife, was never in the room with you. My brother wasn't in the room with you. Why are you suing him? You know what he texted me back? It's just business.
Hey, I mean, that's what we're talking about, right?
No. We can't let that fly. Right. So just to be named in a suit doesn't mean that you have to be in the room.
No, you don't.
You have to have knowledge, right? Just like when they do the conspiracy charges and the RICO charges, it isn't necessarily that you were in the room with somebody. And again, we're going to talk about that some more, right?
The other day, this guy from Patterson, Jeff, his son passed away, R.I.P. Jeff. He goes on Channel 4 and says that I owe his son $900,000. I changed that kid Jeff's life.
I remember
his
that.
father was in foreclosure, losing his car wash, losing his the dry cleaning place, or wash and fold.
That story just sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Messages. I helped him save his car wash. I helped him save. I even paid for his property taxes. The first
That sounds wild.
house that he bought, I gave him
That's
the
probably
down
his lawyer.
payment.
What was that?
It was a comment that said "Get off live." Like,
Oh, I didn't see that.
it's like literally like 1 second back, but yeah,
I looked.
yeah, it said "Get off live."
Yeah. Shout outs to them, right?
First house that he bought, I gave him the down fucking payment, and I have the receipts. And these people are talking about it. They're all talking, making up these stories, bro. I have a text message from you when your son passed away. You text me and said, if there's any money left, it goes to me. Don't give it to his daughter. Don't give it to.
What's that?
From the lawyer perspective, isn't that evidence?
I would say so.
His mother, bro. I have the fucking message. Like I have so many receipts on all these transactions and all these things, but people are still making up lies, and this thing is like out of control. Again,
Cesar owes me a cheeseburger. Oh my God.
DJ Envy has never been in the room with me in any of these transactions for these 20 lawsuits. My wife was never in the room with me. My brother was never in the room with me. All of this falls on me. I'm a man, and it falls on my shoulders. Nobody else. You could talk shit on this live, don't matter. You could talk shit on my page, don't matter. It doesn't bother me. None of it bothers me. I'm not affected by it, right?
It's amazing that he was saying nobody checked on him earlier, but now he's saying it doesn't matter. So it's funny what you really. It's powerful what happens when you just listen. You just hear so many things when you just listen. It's amazing.
And like I said, any person that I also apologize to the people that's still in my corner, right? But
I mean, he just said nobody was in his corner, right?
Right. Well, he
nobody
said
was
where they
checking
at.
on him, right?
He said there were people in his corner, but he was like, "Where they at?"
So that sounds like ain't nobody in the corner, right? Or is it me?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm looking too deep, or I don't know.
But I'm at the point now that I can't communicate with anybody because now everybody's a potential co-conspirator. Everybody is a witness. Everybody is a victim, right? It's not, nobody's an investor anymore. Anybody's a victim. I invested in this company, Vision Bio. I invested $200,000, right? To give you an example, I invested in this company $200,000. It was supposed to go public. It hasn't gone public in 3 years. Now, am I going to say I'm a victim of this company because the company didn't go public? Everybody's a victim. And even, I understand DJ's Envy's attorney, his defense to DJ.
Listen to this part.
Envy is a victim. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life.
Oh.
Me and him were partners in the real estate seminars. We were partners in a couple real estate.
So remember what I said, that just because you are not in the room with somebody doesn't mean that you're not a part of the crime.
Right.
Well,
transactions. That's it.
Keep pulling them in.
He's not a victim. He was my partner. He was an investor. Anthony Martini. This guy, Anthony Barone. We did a real.
And I mean, he's maintaining that he's innocent. He was trying to do clean deals, good business. And so he's saying Envy just brought it in. It wasn't a part of actually running the alleged scam, Ponzi scheme, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Real estate transactions together. They're my partners. They own part of the property. But everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim. Nobody's an investor anymore. Nobody. So it is what it is. Bro, and you people gotta understand, because there's so many fucking retards out there. I've been doing this for 7.
I agree with that. I can't say it though.
17, 18 years, right? At the end of the day, I have touched success.
Well, let me re-say this. Not in his case. He's just saying it because he's trying to plead his case.
Right.
Multiple times. Every
I'm speaking generally.
time I buy a fucking, I order DoorDash right now. That was with victims' money. I go out to a restaurant and eat a steak.
Hold on, Anthony. Hold on. I want you to. We're gonna watch this part again.
All right.
I order DoorDash right now. That was with victims' money.
You heard him correct. He said with victims' money.
Right. I go out to a restaurant and eat a steak. That was with victims' money.
Victims' money. That's what he's saying, y'all.
No, you stupid fucks. I am successful.
Now, the reason why Anthony cringed just now, because he knows that somebody could chop that up, sitting it down and just say, I brought T-bone steaks with victims' money with no context. And that's one of the biggest problems with social media right now. There's no context.
Actually, they can use this in court as well.
Yeah.
So they can say, if you look at this particular YouTube at this timestamp, you clearly said, hold up, matter of fact, they probably ask him like, hey, have you ever purchased anything with victims' money?
Now, if he has a good lawyer, and that's
no, I'm talking about on the cross.
I know, but I'm just saying, if there's a good lawyer there, they'll say you need to go back, get context, and then play it. But we know it doesn't always play out like that. So no, this is part of the reason why they tell you to shut the fuck up.
In short, yeah.
Shout out to Lawrence is in the building.
Hey, what's going on?
Neighborhood finance guys here. Also, why don't they listen to the lawyers that say don't speak? We've been talking about that all night, Lawrence. It's like, it's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Stop trusting people over 30 that's playing
dress up,
playing flexing with stacks of cash. Yeah, I would agree with that. You know what?
But again, all he had to do was just say a word, though. All he said was like, hey, I own 50 properties or whatever. But do you, though? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah. And it's like,
I don't know.
I can say right now, I own 10 properties.
You can.
And all you got to do is take my word for it. But
where the house facts?
Right.
You know, they got car facts, where the house facts, you know, where the investment facts at. They don't exist. But like you said earlier, you know, when people are looking to do investments, they should do their due diligence, their research. They should do title searches to see who actually owns the properties. Yep. You're right when you say that. Now, typically that doesn't happen on the investment side as much when you're coming in just investing, but it is something you can do. And it's only a couple $100.
No, not even that. You just do a Google search.
No, but sometimes, like if you like look at Philadelphia, right?
Okay.
They really only show about 10 years of history online. So sometimes you really got to dig and go deeper into some of the other systems that you may not necessarily have access to. That's on Google. You should use a real title search.
I can say like in DC, like you can easily just pull up an address, look at their tax assessment, just even like property tax. It should show you what in the last purchase. It should tell you who, like when was the last transfer. They can tell you how much the water bill is. Like,
yeah, but how far back will it go, right? Because sometimes what happens, especially with Black folks, we sell properties for $1. We have these tangled title situations, and you don't know who's on the title, who's on the deed, and it gets crazy, especially when we're talking about air property. And so, let's say grandma had a house, grandma died, 10 kids, right? Kids had 20 different, yeah. I mean, I'm dealing with something like that right now. I deal with them pretty often. You don't know who owned the damn property because grandma done died, uncle, aunties done died, and a lot of people never recuse their right of ownership. So it gets wicked.
It can, but for all his properties, even looking at what Tony DeCloso was able to provide, it's just a basic Google search.
Okay, I mean, I believe that too.
And I was
Have
like, at least
successful
talk
business.
before you spend the money. You know,
This is
they're about
ain't
that loss.
none of that.
Well, listen, Google should be the first stop anyway. Everything.
Right.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying go a step further
Oh, a step further, yeah.
and get the title search. Yes.
Come with that.
Bullshit. Like, dude, it's ridiculous what people think. Oh my God, his daughter went to a concert. Those were our money. No, it wasn't.
You just bought food
Like,
with
this shit
the
is
money.
crazy. It's fucking crazy already.
I mean, honestly, we really don't know who's is who's and what's what. So,
But I hope I get that DoorDash contract, and hopefully, you know, I get a commercial or something out of it.
somebody said don't declare bankruptcy.
Mm.
That is a legal remedy a lot of people can use.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
somebody said Envy said publicly you owe him 500,000 partner,
Yep.
not partner, partner.
He did say that.
All right, so hold on. Still Rocks is in the building.
You know Airlines?
And we got a super chat in the building from my guy JT. Listen, y'all go follow JT Coins. He be making all kinds of jewelry and stuff. I'm gonna try to get him to make me something out of coin, like out of real money. He takes money and makes jewelry out of it.
That is awesome.
You might need to do a class on that or something, brother. Start selling a course. But at some point, listen, we're trying to get JT to get him across the line for monetization. And I think he's like a short way from there. So everybody go follow JT Coins. And also thank you for the $1.99 super chat. And no, he's not paying me to say that. I would have said it anyway. He is a loyal citizen of the Financial Rebel tribe.
That's what you call your folks a tribe now?
I call my folks my people, but sometimes I just say other things. Tribe, family, squad. If I want to go back in the day, I might say posse, but that's probably way too old for all of y'all.
Oh man, he should be monetized now. I just subscribed to his channel. He's at a 13.3K.
Yeah, but monetization is not just about user numbers. You actually have to be approved. Well, watch too, but also you have to be approved by Big Brother. And I'm sure it's automated in some kind of simple way, but yeah, he should be there though.
Again, shout out to John the Barber for making me look sharp with this haircut I needed.
All right, so we don't need to look at any more of this. We don't need to look at any more of this. There is one more thing I did want to show though. There's one more thing I did want to show. So give me 1 second as we go through this.
They make you laugh. It must be something.
Oh yeah. It's hilarious. All of this stuff is hilarious though, in my opinion. All of it. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, but at the end of the day, right, all of the stuff comes down to people trying to get lottery tickets and not being willing to do the work, right? And sometimes you got to sacrifice and you got to wait. You got to wait and sacrifice and just be patient. But a lot of times now they just want to get it real quick, real fast. And that usually does not work with anyone. So I don't know what to tell you, partner. I don't know what to tell you. People, I don't get it. Like it's half of these quote unquote plays, get rich quick schemes are for people who really aren't qualified. And they won't even hire someone to give them a consult and say, hey, should I buy into this real estate investment? It's only $500, but I only have $500 in savings. And I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Should I really invest into this thing?
Right.
Should I take my $235,000? Is one of the gentlemen, and I'm not trying to shame any of them, right? Because my heart actually goes out to them. But one of the gentlemen looks like a Latino brother, invested $235,000 into this deal with Cesar and Envy, and it looked like he worked really hard for that money, his life savings, and it's really sad to see that. But at the same time, it's like people keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. People get mad at me when I bring up the tulip crisis. Anthony, do you know what the tulip crisis is?
The Tudor crisis? No.
The tulip crisis.
Mm-mm.
So look it up, right? It's history. One of the first bubbles, right? One of the first bubbles to ever happen was over in Dutch lands, Netherlands, right?
Yeah, like the tulip mania history.
Yes, tulip. Yes, exactly. And so these tulips went up in value because there was a shortage, because I believe they were bringing them from like Asia or something like that. And people were mortgaging their homes on it, taking loans to buy these tulips because they were in short demand. Well, guess what happened when spring came around? The demand wasn't so short, and a lot of people lost their shirts, right? Because they were just running, jumping, trying to get into this deal because they wanted to make the money. Sometimes it really makes sense to sit on your hands, just save your money, stay out the way. It really does. Now, Anthony, what does ADSFAS stand for? Are those your initials?
AD.
Or is that your just title?
Oh, I was trying to figure where the heck I couldn't do that. I was just playing around because I was on my other side. So yeah, let me fix that.
All right, so before we go to the next one, Lauren said the worst part is that the victims won't get any money back from all of this. It's a cold world unless DJ Envy makes them whole. Well, I agree. I do believe, though, iHeartRadio possibly could be on hook for some of this. But no, I don't think they'll get all their money back. Not at all. Not even close. And it's sad. Like, really sad, man.
There we go. Let me do it like you do. Let me change. I like the way how you got over here.
Yeah, I just all right, here we go, y'all. So that's Deuces. If y'all remember Deuces and Merrill from the great show on Showtime that stopped too soon, but here we are now. And this is from The Daily Show.
Kick things off in Congress, where today Republicans were once again trying to pick a new speaker after Kevin McCarthy was kicked out.
Oh, yeah, Congress is a trip, but I don't want to talk about that today.
They got a new speaker.
Yeah, but he's another MAGA speaker, and it's not a good thing, in my opinion. So.
Yes, my alter ego.
You could apply it.
Yes.
Oh, this guy. Yeah.
You got respect for Let's talk about airplanes. You know how on the airplane they got that big door to the cockpit and they keep it locked tight so no one can get in? They don't want anyone in there to try to grab the controls, right? So they keep the door locked, and that works. Unless the guy that wants to crash the plane is already in the cockpit, and that's what happened here.
This morning, the off-duty pilot accused of trying to take down a passenger plane heading to...
I thought I got to the spot. It was a little premature.
It's time for some financial news. The Daily Show.
It's the best of us.
I know some people expect me to come on here and do my thing where I just roast people that I have beef with, but this is a serious show. This is a serious chair.
And for the record, Envy and Deuces do have beef.
His desk, and now I'm going to give you some important financial news. So important, I have to put on my spectacles. I report on the serious financial news.
Popular radio host DJ Envy now distancing himself from an alleged multi-million-dollar fraud scheme.
Not DJ Envious. That was never on my radar. Go on.
Federal agents arresting his longtime friend and one-time business partner Cesar Pina on charges of wire fraud, accusing him of a Ponzi-like real estate scheme that allegedly defrauded investors out of millions. Pina often appeared on The Breakfast Club, a top 20 iHeartRadio show with millions of listeners and YouTube subscribers to promote real estate investment. He also held seminars and created YouTube videos with...
So the reason why iHeart is involved in this, right, this promotions went out over airwaves. They weren't even paid for it. They just got it through because Envy is the A-Mike or the leader of that show. And we're able to leverage that or run the play over on the Breakfast Club, right?
Well, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because one of the things that I thought was interesting is that they didn't even advertise to say like, hey, this was a paid interview.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't a paid interview. I mean, sometimes you'll be able to go on, like if you're a friend of the show or just a guest of the show, and it's not necessarily a paid interview. But clearly, they use it like a real promotion, right? And this is why payola is so important, especially when we see a lot of the podcasters, right? And we've talked about this. I've talked about this with JT, Pocket Watching with JT, where a lot of these podcasters will pay people to come on their show, act like they're giving information. They're running the play for free because they want to hook up the audience. All the while, many of these podcast hosts have paid them upwards of $50,000 for some people that say this, right? But they're not telling the audience that this is a paid advertisement. And that's where it's really, really bad. So you got to be careful about that. But all right, let's get back to this. By the way, I love Envy Sweatshirt. He did go to Hampton.
DJ Envy has not been charged in connection with the case, but many of the alleged victims say they were influenced by his celebrity status.
Wow, DJ Envy is in trouble for real estate fraud. What a serious story. It's definitely not funny. There's certainly nothing personal that makes it funny to me. It's not like Rashawn accosted me on the radio for making a...
He's saying all this while cracking a whole smile.
Making a little joke about him and his wife, which I only thought we were friends. It's not like he called me dickhead and then got so mad he locked himself in the studio for the rest of the show and then told the building security I was a threat. But even if that happened, that's all in the past.
It did happen. It did happen.
I'm just reading the news. Listen.
So this is all for entertainment, educational purposes, everybody. So don't make real estate moves, investment moves based on this advertisement.
And apparently the news is DJ Envy might go to jail for an alleged Ponzi scheme flipping houses in New Jersey. That's not hilarious. It's tragic because he's just a DJ. I mean, there's no way he could have known he might have been.
That's the part to me. He's just a DJ.
Involved in a Ponzi scheme, right?
When I first got into real estate, I called 3 people. I called Clue. I called Fabulous. I called Joe Button. Joe Button told me it was a Ponzi scheme.
So I gotta say this. Right? Joe Buttons has been winning these last 2 weeks in social media.
Yes, he has.
He's been winning off of this. He's been winning off of the whole Drake fiasco of an album. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And I was going to go to jail.
That clip is not funny. We are not.
And I mean, the fact that Joe Buttons told him it sounds like a Ponzi scheme. I mean, I want to know, does Joe Buttons have a crystal ball somewhere? How did he know that? How did he know?
There are so many older clips that were talking about
Fabulous. I called Joe Button. Joe Button told me it was a Ponzi scheme and I was going to go to jail.
That clip is not funny. We are not laughing at this. We're also not asking who's the dickhead now.
Yeah, what were you saying, Anthony? I'm sorry.
There's so many older clips. They were asking him about, like, you know, far as is this a Ponzi scheme or whatever? Because it's almost like it was flying around lately. I think Tony DeClose even posted it on this thing where the lady was talking to him like, "Oh, they supposed to get got by you before the feds get them." Yeah, that's so wrong.
Yeah, people be giving Tony the smoke too.
I'm being serious. Look at these spectacles. This could have happened to anybody. Whenever I'm doing financial transactions, I also get advice from Joe Button, Fabulous, and DJ Clue. Everybody knows those are the Lehman Brothers of hip hop. And look, I don't. So,
not to be a killjoy, but that joke is so funny on so many different levels. If anybody remembers, Lehman Brothers went out of business in 2008, either September or March of 2008, during the last Great Recession. So basically he's saying, how in the world is Joe Buttons, Fabulous, and DJ Clue qualified to give real estate advice where all they are entertainers? But it is what it is. It is what
You got the link that says it's only entertainment.
Do I?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's only entertainment.
Good catch. I should have been running that.
I want Envy to go to prison. I mean, imagine getting locked up for one of the corniest crimes in hip-hop history. This is a Property Brothers-ass crime. Forget the Bloods. He's going to have to join the House Hunters. But again, I'm just doing the news. And the news is that DJ Envy is a DJ, a man who turns tables. And now the tables have turned.
It's only entertainment.
Yep.
For more on this alleged crime, let's go to one of these alleged properties with Deuces Sloan. Deuces, sorry. Deuces, you gotta feel sorry for these people that lost all that money.
No, I don't. Listen, I feel bad for ugly people. I feel bad for orphans who can't sing. But these...
I mean, that's kind of bad, right? If you're an orphan that can't sing, because at least if you can sing, you could be like Manny.
Right.
It's only entertainment.
These people gave their money to a DJ. You can't trust a DJ with money. You can barely trust a DJ to DJ.
That be facts, though.
Yeah, these
He should be
transitions
flipping
are
records,
hard.
not houses. And I should know. I went on a date with a DJ because who hasn't? And he gave me the check. And I asked if he was going to pay. And he said, sorry, I don't take requests.
I hear you.
Good joke. Good joke.
Yeah.
People got to keep their money where it's safe, like banks and other investments.
What? No. Wall Street is going to mess your money up worse than anybody. Bank of America, stealing money. Silicon Valley Bank, collapse. Golden Sachs, guess what their CEO does on the side? He's a DJ.
Gotta give him the horns for that one. That bit was so true, so funny, so real. Don't trust DJs. Don't trust any of these non-professionals with your money. And listen, don't even trust the professionals with your money. You need to be checking them too. But what do you think about all this, Anthony? I mean, you're talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Matter of fact, it's millions. Because one guy said he gave them $1 million.
Wow. So one of the things is that for me, I mean, I'm checking even the register if it comes up about like 5 cents difference than what was displayed at the market. You know what I'm saying? So or to even come up and say you want to spend $1 million and you like, what am I getting for this? No. But I get it, in the investment world is shady because it's like, where are your receipts when it comes to $1 million thing? There needs to be a lot of checks and balances. $1 million is $1 million. You can't sneeze at that. But when they talking about, when Cesar up here telling about, you know, you're getting 30% return, that's the kind of, it sounds like a lot of money. It's good money for money that you just got sitting around.
So you're a math major, masters, right? You got your master's in math, right?
Oh, no.
Where'd you get your undergrad?
I was studying as a math major, but then I switched over to elementary education. Just couldn't get past topology.
Okay, but you were a math teacher, right?
Yeah, to some degree.
Oh, damn it, Anthony.
Because I taught a lot of stuff. Like you know what I'm saying? They didn't bind you because, you know, substitute teachers were expensive. So they was like, you teach everything.
Gotcha. All right, so you could do this though, right? So a 30% rate of return over 3 months. How much is that annualized?
How long will that last?
How much is that rate of return annualized?
Oh, over 3 months.
Yeah.
Annualized.
It's about 120%.
Yeah, if you're looking at it 3 months and then you bring it, yeah. About 120.
So we're talking about 120%, right?
But most people, yeah, if depending
how
on
in the hell are you getting 120%, man?
Anybody would sign up for it. Like, yo, why would you do?
That's the problem.
Right.
That's my point.
Right.
So it's like, all right, they say 30% over a 3 month, 4 month, 5 month time frame, but it's like, is that really realistic?
Right.
Doesn't that sound too good to be true?
It's
Everything that glitters is definitely not gold. Some of them are pieces of shit turds, but I don't know, man. It's like almost like anybody will go for anything.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, nobody wants to put in the work. But we know that. That's why people pay for classes. They want to curve their education. Everybody wants a leg up.
I guess.
And it's like, how do you do it the right way?
I guess. All right. So Financially Present says, when it comes to flipping homes, these types of non-standard investments are completely unregistered, so the victims are going to be short More like super short.
Right.
But what are you going to do? And they definitely aren't registered. Not that even if they were registered, could they get money? Probably not. But it's just sad, man. It's just sad. And the sad part is some of it's kind of funny. Like some of the stuff with Cesar and some of the stuff with Deuces and Envy. I mean, you kind of got to laugh at it, but I hope through all the laughs and all the jokes, people don't miss the lessons. Because there's a ton of lessons here.
Well, what is your number one lesson from this?
Oh, man. One, we need more financial education. I don't like the term financial literacy.
Yeah, I don't like
I
that.
think the term sucks because the banks and credit cards have hijacked it. And I feel like it also at this point, and I know I'm super duper nerdy about it, but at this point, everybody is throwing around the term financial literacy.
Yeah.
But are we really talking about literacy? Are you going to be able to put some of these concepts and ideas into play and be able to do it effectively and efficiently? And I would say 9 times out of 10, no. Right? I mean, so I feel people need to really take financial education serious.
Yeah.
Like real serious. And don't look for lottery tickets. Don't look for gold where it's just shit, right? You're always going to say, oh, this is shit, but it could be gold. We can have a real transformation real quick. But no, that doesn't happen. Not like that. Not like that. And listen, you can be very successful. Like really, really, I don't want to say quickly, but you can start putting some things in play and you can make changes into your life and help your life turn around quickly just by doing some things, right?
I mean, that's like me. Like, so you and I, we've been chatting for a while and you trust me to some degree.
Not with $1 million.
Right.
Be cool. I'll buy you some food.
But say like I already showed you my returns. So I'm like, yo, Kamari, we chat all the time. I'm like, yo, Kamari, I just bought this property. I just flipped this one. This is my money. That's what I got out of it. And doing this over and over again, I was like, hey, I'm about to do this bigger deal. Would you want to come in with me? But because I don't want to tarnish our relationship, I'll be making sure like, hey, everything is tight.
You would think if the person really respected the other person.
If they respected the other person.
Yeah. Or if they were just out to get their money. I mean, look at Madoff. He didn't give a fuck about nobody. He just wanted the money.
Except for his top investors. So
his what?
He made sure the top investors, if they wanted to get out, they made sure that they got.
But that wasn't because he cared about them. That was because they were key to keeping the Ponzi scheme going. Right? He needed that word of mouth going. Do you watch Power at all?
No.
Dang it. No, there's a great thing. They ran a couple of shows. They talked about a Ponzi scheme, and you could tell they were pulling it directly from Madoff. And so I thought it was really, really good. Except in this one of the top fun guys was a black guy. So it was kind of sad. But I mean, I think people should look for, like, there's a lesson in everything. I believe you can learn from everything. The question is your lens sharp enough to recognize the lesson? Are you humble enough to recognize the lesson? And also, like you brought up, like if you were going to pitch me something, I get pitched all the time. And I get called a hater all the time because I'm skeptical about all you people. So I was about to say something else, but I'm skeptical about a lot of this stuff, right? And then when it becomes too good to be true, 30% over 3 months, 30% over 5 months, get the fuck out of here. That's what I be saying in the back of my mind. Like, so we need more of that. We need more of that.
Right.
Like, you're not going to develop real financial acumen from a course. Right. Doesn't work like that. Right. I mean, I learn every day. It doesn't stop. You don't just go take a course. Sure, you can take a course and learn how to do it. Like, there's a lot of courses on tax lien deeds or tax lien certificates, but that's a whole specialized field. So you need to understand it. You need to understand what it does. Yeah, you can learn some certain things from a great course, but cool. What about some of the particulars? Some of the stuff you will never learn until you go through it. And what the education is supposed to do is help you go through it a lot more smoother than you would without the education. Because education is supposed to, not always, but the education is supposed to say, hey, that's a red light. That's a stop sign. I learned that in school. I'm not supposed to run through that, or I could have a car crash. I can get a ticket. Something really bad can happen, right? I learned that. But what if it's yellow? What am I supposed to do? Right?
Yeah.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. I'm stuck there. I mean, and that's what the education is for, just to kind of get the bare basics. But a lot of times, people poo-poo education. People poo-poo college these days. So, and I'm not trying to sit here and say that I'm a fan of all college. I am a college fan now. But, I mean, what do you think, Anthony? What do you think some of the things are that people should look out for?
Fast to me personally, just trust your gut. Honestly,
No, I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree.
Yeah, because sometimes
Now,
it's like when it's
why do you think I disagree?
You need the facts.
No, it's not even that. Like, I think your gut is good, your intuition is good when you have going through it and you got experience. But sadly, a lot of times.
Oh, if you're just starting out, yeah. So all right, so just starting out, then I highly recommend to, say no for now and do your research. Like, get everything up front. Even if they say, well, this price is today's price, you're gonna miss out. It's gonna go up if you don't get it today, and the price will be different next time or whatever. Just trust your gut with it and do your due diligence. It's okay to walk away. It's your money. So don't.
That happens a lot.
Huh?
That happens a lot. Sales tactics. What you're talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's understanding what the sales tactics are, how they using them, and the book that I highly recommend that talks about this is Never Split the Difference.
Never Split the Difference. Why do you like that book so much?
This book. So, I got a physical books, a lot of these. The reason why I like this book is because he talks about how to say no in various ways, but to make sure that you get what you want out the deal. So if you say, like, he does the perfect analogy. It's like if you go to put on some shoes and you put on a blue pair versus and a white pair of shoes, that's not the same shoe. Like, you can't split that difference. Like, no, it is what it is. There's either a win or a lose. That's what it is. And I like that book for this because it helps you to understand what are the tactics that are being utilized against you so that you can be more knowledgeable going into any deal or any situation and know your stance before you go into it.
Right. That makes sense. But that's still Rock says, with so many people teaching financial education, those that don't have any or little financial knowledge, they just follow whomever sounds good or looks like they know what they're talking about. And that's true. That's the sad part about it, because you don't know what you don't know. But that's why it makes sense to make sure you get with somebody who does know, or at least has a better understanding than you. Right? I mean, there's plenty of accountants.
Like a mentor.
Like mentor, that's a different thing, right? But yes, a mentor could be a good resource as well. But I'm talking about go pay somebody. You're going to get into a deal, go pay somebody and get them to give their professional opinion. There's plenty of lawyers. Get an hour of their time and ask them to go over the deal before you actually sign the deal and lose hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's something that's not even real, so. All right, let's see. So Lawrence says, so many people rush to wealth. Ooh. So many people rush to wealth in the short term only to make up broke for the long term. That's a fact. What's that? Mama used to say, take your time, young man.
Yep.
Ain't no rush to get older.
Ain't no rush.
Yeah. All right. Still Rock says, what are good ways to or examples of how to vet people? For example, when choosing an accountant or a CFP. I feel like a lot of people have the designations, but not the experience or integrity to help. I'm going to share something with you. Probably one of my richest clients said to me, and I don't know if everybody's going to be able to do it or not, but I'll give you this. This client at the time, I think he was worth like about 12 million. He had a business, and this was during a time where I was mainly doing investments. He said, "Come on, I watched you. I know a lot of people that you know. People, I know your old boss.
Wow.
And my old boss is somebody. I've asked them about you. Everybody's, said that you're pretty cool. And I like your presentation. There's another guy in the area who me and him are cool, so I'm not going to say his name, but he's like you're head and shoulders above this guy, because I'm coming from more of an investment standpoint. The other guy's coming from a more financial advisor / salesman standpoint. So my stuff is usually more consultative or consultative. And so that's what he said. So I would say, talk to these people, get referrals from people. Get not just one referral, get multiple referrals, whether it be an accountant or a CAP. Also, you could also go to some of the accountants. There's the EA boards, like the National Association of Enrolled Agents. You can go to them and ask them for a listing of people who are good. Not good, but people who are in their roles in their membership. You can do the same thing for the Bar Association in your area or your CPA Association in your area. There's a lot of things you can do. Don't just go to one. Matter of fact, I just had a call today. Guy called me today, said he's referred to me. By the way, he was referred to me by another account, another tax account. But he doesn't, we and him have different experiences. So he'll refer certain things to me. That's more business / investment. And so he asked me all these questions. He was like, "Yo, can I call my wife?" Got his wife on the phone, because that's one thing I see a lot of people do or don't do. They don't get their spouse involved in their money transactions, and I think that's a dangerous thing. That's a dangerous thing. The reason why I say that is sometimes your spouse or your other person can pick up on little idiosyncrasies that you might not be able to pick up on when just listening to the conversation. And they can say, "Well, I trust this person. I don't trust this person." And again, that's not necessarily all off of saying a person actually has good knowledge, but sometimes you can tell. People start talking fast, talking slick, talking about 30% rate of return. It's too good to be true. Sometimes you might be so enthralled in the conversation that you miss some of those key points. Your spouse, however, might not miss some of those things. So it's always good to get your spouse involved as well.
Right.
I mean, right. Still, Ross, everybody's gut doesn't have the discernment. That's correct. That's correct. Financially Present says, "I need references. If I'm part of a flip, I'm looking at the property." Listen.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a recurring theme, right? People are like, they didn't put their money in the property. There's nobody living in the property. Oh, you should have probably went and saw the property at some point. Yep. That's why you probably shouldn't, especially a beginner investor, right? You probably shouldn't invest out of town. Should be investing in town so you can put eyes on that property. And if you're going to go out of town, make sure you got somebody else that can go bird dog it, go see it, look after it, and take notes, right? Because that's one thing that really helps a lot of people when they take notes. I had somebody come out on October 25th. They said nobody was working there. All right. Note it down. Pay that person, go back and see it again. A week, 2 weeks later. Hey, somebody came by again November 5th. Nobody's there. It's abandoned. So that's 2 times. 2 times, right? Nobody's there. Let them note it down. I mean, that's what a detective does. Anytime you're looking to work with people, and to a certain degree, you have to think of yourself as a detective.
Yep.
You have to be looking for the truth or the fact. Man, let me back up. You have to be looking for the facts, right? Whether they're truthful or not. And then after a while, you'll be able to get it. And this is for people you have no relationship with. And matter of fact, it should be for people you have a relationship or no relationship. You should always be watching, always be checking. All right, Still Rock says, I always tell my wife, hey, these people are always going to rush us. That's a fact. That is a clue to rush you to make a decision. If they want the sales, they will work with us. If I'm somewhere by myself and I say I have to talk to my wife, tactics, yes, but there are salespeople that train to overcome. They call it overcoming the objection. That's and they'll have like, what, you don't run the household, you don't wear the pants of the family. Like they'll try to challenge you about that. So beware of that.
Tactic, yep.
Yep. Yeah. Beware of that. Beware of that. Please beware of that. All right. So there was one thing I wanted to talk about, right?
Right.
I went to New Orleans. Me and Anthony was in the house. I got some books. Now you're probably like, who the hell goes away on vacation and get books?
Oh man, I got all my books right here. If you
you got some free books. You ain't buy no books.
No, that's what I'm saying. I got the free books.
No, brother. I brought some books. I spent my hard-earned cash.
Well, I'm buying what's her name's book? Jim Melissa Fran's book.
Oh, that's dope. I want to buy her book too. Please put me on to that because she's dope. And she is Journey to Launch, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was the first female podcaster I ever listened to.
Yeah, her show is really dope. And, all right, so I got this book here, Africans in Colonial Louisiana. And I'm going to show you a video real quick, to kind of all tie in. And then this one is called Economy Hall.
Okay.
Right? It's called Economy Hall, The Hidden History of a Free Black Brotherhood. So that probably makes you wonder, like, what in the world? What's that? What you say?
So I'm glad they didn't do man, because that's what most of them typically sort of free black man. So black brother.
It's all right. So check this out.
Here, they're known as the free people of color.
So I got an opportunity to go on a tour, right?
Right.
My wife won't be on this trip. I probably would have never gone on this tour. I'm very thankful that she had me do this tour, though.
Okay.
Growing up here, they're known as the free people of color. It was anyone who bought their freedom in the colony or then through the generations was born unenslaved within the colony. It really gave a lot of people a chance to have jobs sooner, to have businesses sooner, to build homes sooner. That's where the Treme comes from. It was built by free people.
So you hear the term there, the Treme, right? So the Treme is a neighborhood in New Orleans. There was a show about it on HBO about the Treme after Katrina and I believe Rita, with all the devastation, how they kind of supported one another. But the Treme is actually one of the first black neighborhoods that was established in the country. And what they did was they supported one another, and oftentimes that they would buy each other's freedom. And so if you know anything about history and about the history of Louisiana, many people will talk about how there are a lot of black women who owned enslaved people. Well, there's a reason for that. And it wasn't just because that they were evil people buying enslaved Africans to do their bidding. What would happen is a lot of times they would buy these enslaved people to kind of give them better lifestyle, better quality of life. And what they talked about here, and I'll go back to the video, which I thought was really cool. I don't know if they talked about it the whole way here.
People of color for that community. A lot of the mansions were built on early African wealth as well.
A lot of the mansions were built on early African wealth. Nobody talks about that.
That's where the Treme comes from. It was built by free people of color for that community. A lot of the mansions were built on early African wealth as well. But when you really, really think about this too, this started in the 1680s.
1680s. Wow. So we're not talking about 1980s, 1880s, 1780s. We're talking about we're talking about centuries.
First landed here. So really when you look back, 1680s when we first landed here. So really when you look back, that's almost 200 years before the end of the Civil War. So that means by the time slavery was finally abolished, right? That neighborhood's up and running, or that community, I should say. All the people that are being freed at that point, they don't have jobs, they don't have housing, they don't really have a whole lot to go off of at that point in time. But because that community had already been settled, they had them to fall back on. So they're a really important part about how the city really came together and really grew up when you look at it. A lot of early politicians, entrepreneurs, they're all free people of color when you look back. Sundays, like I said, it was a free.
People were actually on this tour that were black. You let me ask you.
4.
And how many people total?
Maybe 15. Maybe. I'm guessing right now. I didn't count them.
Oh, so that explains why she's nervous. Okay, keep going.
She's not nervous. And
it just sounds like in her voice, unless she's trying to make sure she's talking loudly.
I think she was trying to focus on what they were doing because they were driving around. But no, she wasn't nervous at all. And one of the things, because Jimmy was me and Jimmy's wife. Y'all see Jimmy, he comes on the show a lot on this tour. And we were trying to figure out, because I hate using this term, but the tour guide was kind of racially ambiguous, meaning that I couldn't really tell if she was Latino, white, or really light-skinned black person. I really couldn't tell. It wasn't a place to ask. But she was giving it up in terms of, she was talking about 45, the orange monkey, and how he's terrible. And she was talking about how, she was very certain to talk about the black aspects without care for what the other white folks on the tour were thinking or felt. She just said it because it was a matter of fact.
Gotcha.
And she brought it up every chance she got. Like, anywhere it made sense. So, and I mean, also, I got a chance to go to a restaurant, or we got a chance to go to a restaurant called Dookie Chase. I know the name probably sounds weird, but Dookie Chase is a restaurant started by a wonderful lady by the name of Leah Chase. This is Black History, y'all. She is no longer with us, but she passed in around she passed about 2019. But every president since the 1940s has gone to this restaurant. And again, it's called Dookie Chase in New Orleans. So it became famous and a place for a lot of civil rights activity in the city of New Orleans, where white folks would go, the activists would go, the black folks would go, they would meet there, they would have a meal there. Martin Luther King ate there, George Bush, Obama. I mean, there's even a story about when Obama was there that Obama put some hot sauce in his gumbo. Leah Chase slapped his hand and said, "My hot sauce don't need no hot sauce. Excuse me, my gumbo don't need no hot sauce." So it's really interesting. The history of New Orleans is really interesting, especially when we look at the African part, the black part, because as y'all know, I love my black history. So that was the thing for me. It wasn't even the conference. That was the best part of it for me.
Nice.
Yeah. So how did you like the conference, Anthony? I know you're going to do a thing tomorrow.
Yeah, I have to say that I took a different approach this year than I did last year. Because last year I was like, I'm attending all of the rooms, I'm taking photos with everybody, because I never met any of these people except for I saw them online. And I have to say that this year is pretty much just catching up with everybody, meeting some new people, and then mostly do things outside of it, because I bought the Pro Pass. So I was actually trying to see what the Pro Pass was about, how the events were. So I just trying out the different things. So this was a trial run, but I have to say that
That was this your third year?
This is my second year.
Okay.
Yeah, it just seemed like I know everybody.
Well, same here.
But this time around, I would have to say the conference itself, I had to get used to. Is more likely the venue that it was at that I had a problem with, mostly because you kept going up and down the steps, the elevator that gets to the different rooms and stuff like that, versus everything being on one level, and I could just walk from room to room and so forth. So that was the only challenge that I say I didn't like. But I really did enjoy the conversations that were had out there. But actually just mostly meeting some of the new people out in the hallways. That's where I got most of the value out of it.
Yeah, me as well. I thought the lineup was a little light this year, though. I didn't. I mean, I got some value from the lineup, but it was more of us getting together, seeing one another. I mean, you got all these black people, black financial people together,
right?
And a lot of them are of pretty high caliber morals. Yeah. So that's the good part for me. So this is Nia Money Perspectives Instagram. More life and more play. Oh, I won't say this. I am.
Oh, for your music.
Oh shucks. Yes, you're right. I'll probably get.
Can you mute it and still play?
Yeah. If y'all see this in the back, that's me back there. Let me see if I can blow this up.
Make sure you add it. Yeah, Instagram is.
Yeah, so that's some of the people there. Yeah. That's Nia.
I didn't do one yet. I need to post a summary clip like everybody.
Yeah, that's Chris right there.
Yeah.
Chris so it's just black folks having fun.
Pretty much, but because of the location, again, like we spend most of our time and connections outside of the conference.
I think, yeah. I mean, well, this is hilarious, right? So,
yeah.
This right here, so that's Rakim Surprise. Rakim has been on the show before. Rakim talks a lot about financial trauma, right? We were at Cafe Du Monde, which is supposedly the creme de la creme when it comes to beignets in New Orleans. Beignets are really, really good, right? But we wound up going to Cafe Du Monde, and somebody requested Prince. I don't know who requested Prince.
I don't know.
But this street performer attempted to play Prince. Mr. Bean. Oh, okay. I can't. You know, when I bring my video,
you can do covers. You can do covers. That works. You won't get.
No, but this is the music. This is the music from Instagram. Yeah. So it's best if I just leave it on mute, because then I'll get a big old copyright strike and be like, "Oh, you're stealing somebody's information."
Yeah.
No, I didn't see this.
Yeah, you can do this part.
Oh, yes. But I was talking about the band that came in.
Yeah, the band came in at the end. Did you leave early?
No, I might have just missed this session.
Okay. Yeah, that was the main stage with Stack and Benjamins.
I don't think I got to see any of the main stages. So,
okay.
It is what it is. It is what it is. So, but again, thank you everybody for watching. You know, this whole DJ Envy, Cesar Pina thing is really, really complicated. But when you look right here, I'll have another show for you to watch, right? When I really break down everything that's going on, going over what DJ Envy said about the whole situation and give you more clarity on all these shenanigans. Until the next time, I'm Kamari Ellis. I appreciate you all watching. Subscribe if you like the content. Like it, share it, and I'll see you next time. So long, everybody.